I'm on. Okay, so no pressure. The police brutality, right? We got so much police brutality everywhere. The cops are out of control. They don't protect and serve us. They're the king's men. They protect the government and the corporate interests, but they don't actually protect the people. Ever since the Fugitive Slave Act, they don't protect the people. They protect the status quo. They protect the system. Throw motherfuckers into fucking plantations or prison and let them get fucking beat up, tortured, raped, enslaved them, make them clean up your fucking roads and shit. Fucking new Jim Crow. It's the same shit. So, police brutality all over the place. I come across several stories here. I'm gonna rip through them. Seriously, I'm going to this time. I'm not gonna just keep on giving my fucking take on this shit. So, this is in California. My brother spent the last 8 minutes of his life pleading, begging for his life, said Christopher Silva, age 31, brother of the dead man. He said he's talked to witnesses, but he did not see the incident himself. At about midnight, Ruben Ceballos, 19, was awakened by screams and loud banging noises outside his home. He ran out to the left side of his house to see what was causing the ruckus. When he got outside, he saw two police officers beating the shit out of a man with batons, and they're hitting his head. So every time they would swing, you could hear the fucking baton hitting the head. Bam, 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 right? I don't know what that would sound like. So a baton, right? Boom, 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 boom. So you can hear the baton hitting the guy's head. So baton, bam, 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 right? Fucking police, let's get baton, beat the shit out of people. Silva's on the ground screaming for help, 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 help. And the officers continued to beat him. They didn't give a fuck, right? What? You want us to recognize your humanity? You want us to give a shit like you a person? You ain't no fucking person. We're the police, and you're the enemy. American people, you're the enemy. It doesn't fucking matter. We're the cops. We've got a badge. We can be as violent and insane as we want. And if you try to defend yourself, you go to fucking prison for 5 years. 5 years for assault of a police officer. His word versus yours, who they gonna fucking believe, right? The judge knows him. The fucking judge has been hanging out and drinking beers on Saturday night with the fucking police. You think you're going to have any chance? You think they're going to give a shit about truth or justice? Nah, they never give a shit about truth or justice. So after several minutes, Silva stopped screaming, and then he was no longer responsive. So this 31-year-old Silva, Mr. Silva, I'm not sure his name, it's only a little snippet, they're just fucking hitting him on top of the head, fucking beating the hell out of him until he doesn't fucking move no more. And then his body's just lying on the street. Nobody does shit. And then the ambulance arrived. One of the officers tried to perform CPR on him. And then another one used flashlight in the eyes. But he was dead. He was dead. This was posted on August 11th, 2013. I don't know when the actual incident had happened. This other partial article says May 9th, 2013. And actually, I'm going to go with that because I feel like that's the closest one. And I don't know if I wrote any of this stuff. So May 9th, 2013, a man named Silva in California was beat up in California, right? So I don't even know who it was or what had happened, but he got beat to death. Literally beat to death. He's screaming out for help and saying, you know, help me and shit. But nobody give a fuck. They're fucking psychopaths. Psychopath has no feelings of empathy, and a psychopath has no feelings of anxiety. There's a whole list, a whole range of things, but essentially those are the two main things. Anxiety, you don't care if what other people think. You walk in a room, I'm a fucking badass, fuck everybody, so you don't even give a fuck. And then the empathy, the lack of empathy, you can hurt somebody if you don't give a fuck about them. If you just think of them as some sort of object, you know, a punching bag that you can beat up, who gives a shit? It's a fucking punching bag. It's a fucking human. Oh, it's not a human, it's a punching bag. Yeah, and actually, to the police in America, we the people are punching bags for them. They get off to that shit. They have sadistic urges to dominate over others, and the way they get off to their sadistic urges to dominate over others is to physically assault them. Jeffrey Dahmer, same fucking thing, had sadistic urges to hurt kittens, right? And Ohio, North Ridgeville, fucking Accordi, fucking Barry Bob Accordi, fucking Bob out of Ohio, Barry Accordi, he fucking killing kittens now, right? And that's what Dahmer started doing. Dahmer was fucking killing kittens, and he got off to it. So he's like, haha, I'm going to send him to kitty heaven, and he laughed about the shit. I don't even know if Dahmer would have been fucking laughing about it. You think he would like choke a kitten and ha 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 and think it was fucking hilarious? Like, I don't think so. And so this whole incident about screaming out for help me, this reminds me just of the fucking homeless man that just got beat up, okay? So a fucking homeless guy in, I think this is another, Fullerton, California. He got his ass kicked. He got fucking murdered. And he got murdered by Joseph Wolf. He got murdered by Manuel Ramos. And he got murdered by Jay Cincinnati. Okay, so we got the police officers' names, and they're actually faced with trial right now. About 2-3 weeks ago, they did opening testimonies, opening statements. And so this, these are good things when we start prosecuting all bad people, not just, the people the cops say are bad, but cops are human, right? And so if you think that people are corruptible, then a cop is no fucking different. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. If you've been getting away with shit and your whole fucking team and everybody's getting away with shit, you don't think they're going to continue to get away with shit? Of course they are. So, a homeless man in Fullerton, California, Orange County, right? Rich fucking Peoplesville. And there's one white man and a fucking Mexican dude, or Hispanic man, and he kills this white homeless meth addict, right? And so they said that they had seen him a couple times and that he was a time bomb ready to explode, and they're trying to say, well, they knew who he was, and they've dealt with him before, and he's this vicious, horrible monster, right? If any of that shit's true, if Kelly Thomas was known to be fucking violent and endangered and fucking psychopaths, then why did they come up to the homeless person and they ask, the first thing that they told this guy, right? Fucking cops see a homeless guy, let's fuck with him. And the first words out of their mouth is, hey, what's your name? And then he kind of just kept on wondering. He was like, hey, just tell us, we just got to figure out your name so we can get on out of here and go about our business. That's all it takes. If a cop is asking for your name, you might fucking die, okay? If a cop is saying, who the fuck are you? What is your name? And legally speaking, the Supreme Court says you got to give your name. That's like, you don't have to tell on yourself. You have a right to remain silent. You don't have to, you plead the fifth, right? But you have to give them your name. That's my name. There it is. You want my name? There it is. Even if you're not involved in the situation, even if they just harassing you, which they do to like a cameraman or something, what's your name, boy? What do you mean? It doesn't matter. I'm a fucking man with this fucking camera off to the side. You don't know anything about me. I've not committed any crime. You just harassing me. And you asking for a name? That's what happened in Fullerton, California. They was asking for this homeless dude's name. One thing led to the next, and then fucking the homeless dude, Kelly Thomas, is dead. Motherfucker's dead. Right? They beat the shit out of him until he fucking died. And this is just like Silva, just like the guy, another guy in California. So is that what they're fucking doing in California? Californians, you just fucking beating the shit out of people till they die? That's something you all fucking do. Second thing that I've heard where that happened, some man named Silva, May 9, 2013, beat to death, and now you got this fucking homeless man was murdered. And I want to mention just real quick, miracle from Occupy Seattle. There was a woman named Jennifer Fox who was a homeless lady who had got kicked in the stomach by the police and pepper sprayed, and she said that the hospital had said that she had a miscarriage. And all the articles I said couldn't get any documentation about it and say what it was about. And she even, like, the people said that they was going to drive her and take her, and she said she couldn't do anything until next week. So there's some doubts to the thing. But still, she's homeless, and they're beating her up and shit, so maybe she's trying to just get some sympathy by saying she was also pregnant. All of a sudden, we give a shit about, she's used to be a baby, right? So, I don't know, we're all brothers and sisters, let's start giving a shit about each other. But it is interesting that they are fucking kicking homeless people's asses, they're beating them up until they're fucking dead. So let's go back to Kelly Thomas. Kelly Thomas is walking around, and this is all on video, so check it out, get online and check it out. They have a security camera that was filming the whole thing, and if they didn't have it, I don't know what the fuck would have happened. I don't know how they would have found out what actually had happened to the Kelly Thomas. And the security camera, like, the man was actually like controlling the shit and actually put it right where it needed to be. So he was watching every fucking bit. You hear audio, you hear it all. So you see them pull up, you see them just harassing this man, and while they're harassing him, let's see, a minute 55 seconds into the above video, he's like, you see my fist? They're getting ready to fuck you up if you don't start fucking listening. right? Because that's what cops are allowed to do. They're allowed to be unprofessional, fucking saying they're going to threaten to kick your ass. That's okay. That's fine. Who gives a shit? They're above the law. They can fucking they can have terroristic threatening. They can terroristic threatening all they want. In fact, what is terrorism? Terrorism is when you attack the civilians for some public policy. That's what the fucking police do. Talk about terrorism. The war on terrorism, for some reason it's against us. NSA, Patriot Act, you know, all these fucking wiretaps, phones, motherfuckers getting beat up, fucking raped in prison and shit. So, these terrorists, these police officer terrorists, they go around looking for anybody to beat up, just like some fucking sadistic fucking, you know, I don't even know of a comparison to somebody like this. Just a fucking gorilla, you know, just a fucking flesh-eating fucking gorilla. They just want to fucking devour people. They just hate people so much. So you have Joseph Wolf. Fuck you, Joseph Wolf. You got Manuel Ramos. Fuck you, Manuel Ramos. You got Jay Cincinnati. Ah, Cincinnati, you fucking Italiano. You gonna go to jail. Yo. So, Jay Cincinnati, Manuel Ramos are the first two on the scene. They're fucking with this dude. They say, just give me your name. Now let me see what's in your backpack. Now do this. Now do that. Now sit right. Now put your hands on your fucking knees. Don't put it like that. Put it over like this. Do it like this. Fuck the police. They do that shit all the fucking time. I remember one time the corrections officers do this, put a hand over here, move this, move that. All they're doing is giving you 50 fucking orders so they can say you didn't comply with one of them and they beat the fuck out of you. It doesn't matter. If a cop wants to beat the shit out of you, they will find any fucking reason to do so. That's what happened with that other one where the guy just hits the guy on the head, on the concrete. He goes, pfft. And the guy hits him in the head and says, don't fucking spit. And he's pushing his head up against the concrete and you see blood smeared all over the fucking wall. But just like this case and that case, finally people are standing up and saying enough is enough. You can't just beat the shit out of somebody. You can't just hit somebody because you don't like what they say. Yeah, he didn't spit. He didn't fucking hulk a loogie, you know. That's fucking spitting. And I got like fucking 15 feet on that shit. That's what spitting looks like. That's not spitting. Oh, you crazy. That's you crazy. That's a you crazy gesture. That is not any assault, anything coming out of you. That's some horse shit. That's total bullshit. So it didn't matter. They want to fuck dude up. They want to fuck with him. And you can tell he's kind of like, you can see the, I just want to go to get away. There was that lady who was in a car, in a van with the whole family, black lady, and then there was a white cop going up to him, and then she takes off, and then the cops like fucking shooting at the vans and shit, with the whole fucking van full of children, right? And so, these people, they just fucking escalate the shit when it doesn't even fucking matter. There's some people that look at that and say, oh, you know, the cops are good. How are the cops good? They say, oh, just listen to them. That's what the people say. Just listen to them and they'll do what they need to do and let you get on your way. That's what the fuck these guys did. Fucking Manuel Ramos, Jay Cincinnati. Hey, homeless man, what's your name? Just tell us your name and we'll get on down the road. Fuck you. You ain't gonna get on down the road. You looking to murder a motherfucker because you're a sadistic psychopath, and that's what sadistic serial killing psychopaths do. They're killing kittens. Jeffrey Dahmer kills fucking kittens. They're killing people, killing more Americans than any Iraqi insurgency has done. Police are out of control. Police are out of control. They don't give a fuck about justice. They don't give a fuck about truth. So you have, he's sitting, if you don't, see these fists, I'm going to fuck you up if you don't start listening. Oh, yeah, you're a badass, right? You got a fucking badge, and if I was to fight you back, you're going to fucking just, throw assault a police officer charge. I've heard police officers just bump in the chest. Brent Caldwell out of Warsaw, Kentucky, he just goes in and bumps your chest, and if you fight back, what's going to happen? You're going to go to fucking prison, your whole life is going to be fucked up, because why? You fucking punched a goddamn psychopathic, sadistic fucking piece of shit that was starting shit? That's an assault. You running into me? You can't touch me, motherfucker. What the fuck you doing? You gonna lay a finger on me? And that's bullshit. Flip that fucking rolls around. Brent Caldwell's fucking at his place. You go and bump him in the chest. Is a cop just gonna accept you fucking running in and bump him in the chest? What you gonna do now? You ain't tough. Cops, you all act like you're fucking tough and shit. You have the fucking authority of the goddamn state. You guys are vicious and sadistic. You're not fucking tough, okay? Take the fucking badge off. You want to be a Billy Badass or what the fuck ever. Alright, let's be mano a mano. Let's be fucking equal. As long as you got a fucking gun and a fucking badge and a goddamn uniform, Don't act like we on equal settings as if we on equal foot. In fact, you should serve as the example. With your authority, you should be setting the example of how we're supposed to treat each other. You're supposed to show us how it's supposed to work. You all set the example, but if you're going around and beating people and murdering people and assaulting people and raping people, you don't give a shit. You're the fucking criminal. You're a bad person. You should be in jail. Everything that you've done to other people should happen to you. You can't fuck up with, you know, every person's life in America and then not expect that shit to come back to you. Karma is a bitch. So I hear.